Hello everyone, this is Ronnie and this video is about a topic that I'm pretty passionate about because I've made a lot of mistakes in this area myself, took a lot of bad advice, listened to a lot of advice that I think wasn't focused enough and wasn't really in the right area, and continue to see people taking bad advice, giving bad advice, and I just know it's going to cause pain and suffering. It's going to cause people to move out of this lifestyle, and that is tooth problems, tooth issues, teeth. And you might have seen that I've got some damage to my teeth and stuff. I've got a tooth missing right here. You can see that I've got a thing I can put in, and I'm gonna get a bridge put in, whatever. But I've had extreme issues with my teeth on this diet and lifestyle, and I tried a lot of different things out and experimented with a lot of things, and there was a time where I avoided going to the dentist and then went to the dentist, and then I've been in anything that anyone's been through, or any thought process anyone's been through, I've done all that stuff. So please listen to me, because I'm not saying this to try and be right or try and be clever or try and be smart. I'm just saying this to try so that the next person avoids all these problems, because loads of people quit on this diet because they start getting some problems with their teeth. They lose faith and they jump back to something else. Some people leave veganism as well because they think that it's their teeth problems are, caused by fruit or caused by veganism, and no, they're not. But I still see information going out there. So let's get back to what problems you're having. If you're having sensitivities or problems or pain or whatever in your teeth or any issue, that is a well-known condition called tooth decay. That is what it is. That is the only thing that it is. It's not anything else but tooth decay. Please understand that. Number one, you must understand that any issue you're having with your teeth is tooth decay, and that's it. It's not a mineral deficiency. It's not too much unripe fruit. It's not the acids in the fruit. It's not anything else. It's tooth decay. So understand that your issue with your teeth is tooth decay. What is tooth decay? Tooth decay is the most common condition, illness, disease in the entire world. The most common disease in the world. Is this a disease that's something that happens to fruit eaters? No. This is the most common problem, disease, issue with your body, whatever you want to call it, in the entire world. It's called tooth decay. It's the reason that we have dentists on every street, basically, all over the world, right? On every main road. Because we suffer from this condition. Tooth decay is a well-known, therefore, well understood, completely studied, tested condition. We completely understand it. The dentists are there to help, deal with it once the problem's already happened. And we have well-known dental hygiene routines and things that have been created to try and help with it, okay? So it's tooth decay is your issue. So why do people who are eating a raw vegan diet sometimes really have problems with tooth decay? Well, there's a couple of issues. One of them is that people on a raw vegan diet often are going towards a more natural diet, and they start to get rid of cleaning products, hygiene products, and things like that. So they move away from that, a more minimalist lifestyle, a natural lifestyle, and they maybe give up some of these things. So they're not cleaning their teeth anymore, they're not flossing, they're not brushing. And there's a kind of arrogance that goes along with that a lot of kind of raw vegans have, or fruitarians have, that they don't need to do these things. And that's a really bad idea, and almost everyone that's a fruitarian or raw vegan, many have been down that path and have come up with problems and have realised that that wasn't the best way to approach everything, right? So that can be one thing, that sometimes fruitarians and raw vegans are a bit negligent when it comes to taking care of their teeth. But I'm telling you that number two, in my humble opinion, is the one reason that people on a raw vegan diet, fruitarian diet, get teeth problems. And it's because they are eating dried fruit. It's as simple as that. Dates, raisins, dried figs, dried mangoes, dried bananas. It's dried fruit is your main issue. If you're eating dates, you should stop eating dates, like one by one or whatever. Maybe put them in a smoothie, maybe put them in a salad dressing or something like that. But if you've got any worry or risk or fear about teeth issues, you should stop eating dates. Like that, like one-on-one. People don't eat as many raisins, but raisins as well, sultanas, all these things. The people that have really had teeth issues in this diet have been people that eat dates. Dates and dried fruit. I'm telling you that this is the problem. This is, as far as I can see, as far as I believe, as far as I've experienced, I have done all the other different steps and procedures. Well, I've not done oil pulling, I never did that, but I did, I started to floss, I brushed more, I used a whole range of different things. There was something I was using, one called xylitol for a while. I was using this xylitol stuff. What else did I do? I've eaten more greens, more vegetables and stuff like that. So there's all these different things that people say. Rinsing and flossing, but giving up dates was bigger than, to me it's been bigger than all those things. Now, tooth decay occurs. Why are dates a problem? Why is dried fruit a problem? Well, tooth decay, what causes tooth decay? We know this, by the way, completely. What causes tooth decay is bacteria in your mouth, and those bacteria excrete acid, and that acid is what erodes your teeth. Not unripe fruit, not a lack of minerals, not anything like that, not a lack of calcium, not veganism. What rots your teeth is the acid that's created by the bacteria that live in your mouth. And the problem with tooth decay is that what should happen is those bacteria live in your mouth, they secrete the acid, your saliva then comes in, brings your mouth back to a neutral pH, and your teeth start to remineralize. So when people say it's the unripe fruit, please understand this. When you eat unripe fruit or acidic fruit or whatever, it might strip a small layer of enamel off your teeth. It might. Maybe a little bit, yeah. But that's part of the process of your mouth. What happens then is the saliva comes in, the minerals from your saliva start to remineralize the teeth. Unripe fruit isn't really an issue. People want to go on about unripe fruit. It's not unripe fruit. The acid that rots your teeth is the acid that's produced by the bacteria. Those bacteria live on sugar and carbohydrates, but basically sugar. They live on sugar. So we're getting close to what the issue is here. So the more that your mouth is exposed to an acidic pH, the more of the problem happens. The more the bacteria can bloom, the more this acid is created, and the more damage therefore happens to your teeth, and then your mouth isn't able to remineralize completely. So then over time, the fact that it's not able to remineralize means that damage is just eroding a little bit every day, and that's when we get big holes in your teeth. And if you've never seen tooth decay, you need to see it to really understand it. And basically the entire inside of your tooth has been turned it's just been wrecked. It's just been complete. It's like brown. It's just there's no hardness to it. It's decayed. essentially, as the word suggests, right? It really took for a dentist to show me that, for me to kind of believe him, because I was very skeptical of dentists and stuff, and I think he kind of sensed that, and he was really annoyed at me because I wasn't looking after in his perspective, I wasn't looking after my teeth. So the bacteria blooms, it grows, it produces more and more acid that damages the teeth. Your mouth isn't able to remineralize properly because your mouth isn't getting enough time. So one of the issues is that with dried fruit, what happens is it sticks to your teeth, it doesn't just wash out. So you could eat any the most acidic fruit in the world, but that's going to be washed out of your mouth with saliva. It's going to be washed off your teeth with saliva, and then your teeth will remineralize, especially at night when you're not eating anything. But what's the problem with dried fruit? Well, it sticks to your teeth. It sticks in between your teeth. And if you don't get it off, and it can just be sitting there without you realizing it, it could just be a very small amount, then that bacteria is just going to sit there and eat it and produce more acid and produce more acid, and the damage starts to happen. You got to understand that that is the problem. It's tooth decay, and tooth decay is caused by the acid from the bacteria that live in your mouth, that are living off the sugar that is sticking to your teeth. So people on a conventional diet, it's the same thing. It's the sugar that's sticking to their teeth that is really the issue. And well, it could be any food really that's sticking to it. It could be carbohydrates as well, but it's more likely to be sugar, something with sugar in it, some type of sugar, and it's sticking to your teeth. It's not likely to be fruit. If you speak to a dentist and all, go and speak to dentists and stuff, ask them, is fruit an issue? And in my experience, they usually say fruit isn't the issue, because fruit doesn't stick to the teeth in that way. You can get things like strings of mango that may be sticking to your teeth and stuff like that, but fresh fruit doesn't generally stick to the teeth. It usually washes out pretty quickly. Dried fruit acts just like sugar. That's what a dentist told me. Dried fruit is like sugar, and is like, refined sticky sugar. So when I realized that, and I only realized that maybe 8-9 months ago or something, or maybe a year ago. Now, I've been trying different things with my teeth for a long time, and I'd listened to different people, and I'm sure that they probably had said to cut down or limit dried fruit. I'm sure they probably did say that, but it never really connected with me. None of them said this is the reason. That's what I kind of look back and I wish someone had said that's the reason, rather than saying all these other things that are nothing to do with it. And I just feel like some people want to sound really clever and have like all sorts of things to say. So when you go on forums, people would always say eat more greens, and they would say supplement with something or other or whatever, and nuts and seeds, and all these different things. Oil pulling always comes up, and oil pulling, by the way, is just the same as rinsing your mouth with water. It's not really any different. It's basically the same process, because all you're doing is, when you're rinsing your mouth, you're all the things that are stuck to your teeth are being rinsed off. That's what you're doing. That's why it works. That's why brushing your teeth works, because you're brushing off the stuff that's stuck on and in between your teeth, and especially the things that are stuck in the pocket between your teeth and your gum. It's important to get all that removed. So that's why it's important to brush your teeth, important to floss. But honestly, getting rid of the dried fruit has made such a difference that I can't even. I would say that before anything else. If you're eating dates, get rid of the dates, 100%. 100%. Have them in a smoothie, maybe have them in a dressing, but eating them from the packet like that, it's not a good idea. Every single day, sitting for hours, especially the way that I used to do it was just put them in my mouth and suck on them. Just put it in my mouth and just like it was a big piece of whatever they used, like spitting tobacco or whatever. So honestly, try this out. Let me know if it doesn't work for you, fair enough. But some of you are going to experience such a difference that you're going to come up to me someday and thank me. But I just want to make sure it's a dried fruit, because a friend of mine posted on our forum, Fruitfest forum, and was mentioning this, and I responded with my piece about dried fruit, and then a couple of other people responded with different ideas. And Don Bennett was talking about iodine deficiency and stuff like that, because I was recommending fluoride. So why fluoride? Fluoride. And people go on about fluoride, and a lot of you are going to criticise me about fluoride, right? And that's fine, but your reasoning isn't going to be that great. You're going to tell me fluoride's toxic, and that's not enough for it not to be effective for preventing tooth decay, which it does help with, right? It does help with, but it's not going to help as much as getting rid of sugar and dried fruit and sticky sweet things. It's not going to help as much as that, but it does help. It's the one thing that, as far as, if you have any belief in science and the dental community and the people that study this stuff full time, you have to submit that they have made a decision that fluoride is the best solution, or what have you, or it helps to prevent tooth decay and stuff like that. And I avoided fluoride for years and had natural toothpaste, non-fluoride toothpaste, and all the rest of it. Didn't make any difference. Didn't open my calcified pineal gland or whatever. Didn't make a difference. Just marketing nonsense, most of that. Just pure marketing, conspiracy theory nonsense. Don't buy into it. If you're going to use toothpaste, you should use a fluoride toothpaste. All of that stuff's nonsense. All of that stuff is nonsense. And all of these natural toothpastes contain toxins as well. Why don't you label those as toxins? But they're not toxic in the dose to kill you or harm you in the dose that's in a tube of toothpaste. You really think that a big company wants to kill people or wants to harm people? Do they really want a big lawsuit on their hands? Do you not think they test these things to make sure they're safe? Do you not think the government has tests and regulations? So you got to have some faith in your society and your community. So fluoride toothpaste is fine, is the best. The natural toothpaste isn't better, and fluoride mouthwash maybe. But I don't know if it's better than just giving up dried fruit. I think that's going to make the big difference for a lot of you. So I would hammer on that. Dried fruit, get rid of it. If you're eating dates, get rid of it. If you have problems and you're consuming no dried fruit and no, syrups or honeys or nectars or anything else that's sticky and sweet like that, if you're still having problems, then floss regularly. Rinse after every meal of fruit. Brush your teeth twice a day. If it's still not working, you need to do it more regularly. You need to think about 3 times a day, brushing and flossing. But honestly, the dried fruit's going to make a big issue. If you're still getting pain, you should go to your dentist. You might have a problem that's developed already that you can't do anything about. Can't reverse it. You're not going to heal it. You're not going to grow a tooth back. Not going to happen. Please believe me on that. Once again, it's you can look into the science and all that. But speak to your dentist. So fluoride. So Don, going back to Don, he was talking about iodine, and if people have enough iodine, they have strong enamel, and he was talking about all this. And maybe he's right that a lack of iodine weakens the enamel and things like that. I understand that. But if you go to your dentist and you say, and you've got a problem with your teeth, and you say, could it be a lack of iodine? Your dentist would be like, no, it's nothing to do with a lack of iodine. Because if there is a particular pattern of erosion and damage, the dentist will understand what that is. If you have a pattern of erosion that's due to mineral deficiency or iodine deficiency, which you don't have, which no one has, not a single person in the world basically nowadays has an iodine deficiency. I mean, seriously, I just, this is something that I don't like, is this idea that if you eat fruit, you're going to get a mineral deficiency. Why? Where's all this information come from? There's no science behind that. No one's studied that. No one's shown that. No one's proved that. All the people I know that eat fruit, that we all eat mostly fruit, none of us have a mineral deficiency. You know, and then people say, oh, well, it's not a mineral deficiency. It's just you're not getting enough minerals. There's only two things in terms of nutrition. You're either getting enough or you're deficient. You're not getting you're getting enough but not enough. Like, that doesn't exist. You're either getting enough or you're not getting enough. Or you're getting too much. But if you're not getting enough, you start to suffer from the symptoms of deficiency. If you're getting enough, you're getting enough, and that's it. Right? So the idea, well, you're getting enough to do some things, but you're not getting enough to grow your teeth, or, you know, it's just, these are all theories and ideas that people invent, and they've looked at some information, they've looked at science, they're trying to cobble things together. But let's get back to what we actually know. What we actually know and what's most likely to be correct. Are people getting a problem with their teeth in the raw vegan community because of iodine deficiency? Most likely not. Much more likely it's to do with dried fruit consumption. Much more likely. And a lack of cleaning your teeth. That's far more likely to be the honest answer here. So yes, clean your teeth, yes, do these things. If you want to do oil pulling, that's fine, but it's not anything special. It's just rinsing. All you're doing is rinsing your mouth. Nothing special in the oil. And avoid the dried fruit like the plague if you are worried about teeth problems or you have teeth problems. Some people will not. I'm saying some people won't get an issue with it, but probably everyone will if they decide to regularly consume dried fruit. So avoid dried fruit. That's my thing. It's not to do with unripe fruit. It's not to do with acidic fruit. It's not to do with not enough minerals. It's not any of these things. Go to Wikipedia and look up tooth decay and read the first few paragraphs, and you will understand what the disease is. It's caused by bacteria in the mouth that create acid. So if you have teeth problems on a raw vegan diet, it's the same problem as every single person in the world has, because like 30 or 40% of people, human beings in the world, have some dental erosion from tooth decay, and it's all the exact same thing. We're all the same. I know you want to be different. You want to be the special one that has some rare mineral deficiency because you've not had enough, green powders or minerals or whatever. But I'm afraid to say that you're the same as everyone else, and your tooth decay is happening because bacteria in your mouth are creating acid. And you need to create a condition in your mouth that stops that from happening, allows your teeth to remineralize. And one of the things that might be preventing that is too much dried fruit, too much sugary, sticky stuff. And it's not fresh fruit, it's dried fruit that's the problem. Is that clear enough? I hope so. Please feel free to leave your comments, etc. below. I'll do a webinar on this maybe tomorrow night. If you'd like to see this, we'll maybe broadcast it live on YouTube. So tomorrow night, maybe 7 o'clock, to go over this in more detail if you need it hammered home more. But no, your dental problems are not the result of mineral deficiencies, not enough greens, unripe fruit, and all these things. For some reason people like to say that it's to do with these things. It's to do with a lack of cleaning your teeth, a lack of flossing, a lack of rinsing your mouth. But to me, a major thing: dried fruit, sticky fruit, honey if you're having honey, anything with sugar in it. Maybe juice, maybe like processed juices, maybe processed smoothies, but I've never. But I think the dates and the dried fruit are a bigger thing. Hopefully that's fairly clear to you. Experiment with it, get back to me, tell me if it makes a difference. If it doesn't, try the other things out. The cleaning, the flossing, fluoride toothpaste, twice a day. And if it still doesn't work out, go to your dentist, because you might have a pain because the damage is already done and there's nothing you'll be able to do to reverse it. Once you get that sorted, then see how you go from there. Thanks very much for watching. If you'd like to hear more information about this raw vegan lifestyle, you can go to the description box below and go to the website fruitfest.co.uk and sign up for the festival. Come along. My discount code is RONSTER. You can get 10% off. And we'll talk more about the festival at some point in another video. I also do coaching. I have a link below. What else do I do? Oh yeah, the Glasgow group. If you want to come along to our group in Glasgow, Glasgow Fruitarians group, there's also a link to that below. Thank you for watching as ever. Comment below, let me know your reaction to this, and thank you very much for watching.